So, welcome to the show, everyone. Funny thing, we found out the audio when I was running it non-wired wasn't working really well. I went back and listened to some of the episodes. I'm like, whoa, nope, can't be doing that. We got to hardwire this back in. I'm gonna have to get like some kind of an extension cord or something to get this up and running because audio matters. Audio matters a lot, which is why we invest all this time and effort and energy and money into making sure we have good audio. So, hi, my name is Nick, and welcome to Nick's Marketing Updates. Today, we're going to talk about AI, and we're going to go through three different points of this. And this is the kinetic curve way of doing things. We got to make sure that we become known, make sure that we are liked, and make sure that we build trust. So, let's get started. TGIM, thank God it's Monday. My name's Nick, and here we go. Today's Monday, April 13th, 2026. While the rest of the world is just waking up, the digital landscape is already shifted. Google is weeks away from a total desktop AI takeover. The distinction between ranking and being cited is officially the line between obscurity and becoming a powerhouse brand. If you are a smaller brand right now, please hear me. This is your time to move on this because a lot of the larger brands are going to take a little bit. They're going to take a little bit longer because a little bit more bureaucracy to get those brands moved. My AI Gemini has already gone through. Scrubbed everything. Why? Because I love Gemini. Gemini is a great AI. Between Gemini, like ChatGPT, I feel is kind of falling by the wayside. It's a great intro. Like if you're brand new to AI, great intro. But then you need to graduate to Gemini or Claude. My favorite, of course, is Gemini. Why? Because I own a marketing agency and having access. My AI having access to all the things that Google controls already and all the data that Google already has access to is just absolutely glorious. So, step one, for any brand, you have to become known. It's so funny, I'll talk to people and they're like, hey, I want to run ads that are going to bring me leads. And I'm like, great. Does anyone even know you exist? Step one, does anyone know that you're like an option for them? Probably not. You always need to start with brand awareness ads. You need to start dialing in what is working and what is not working. And then based on that, make pivots and changes, right? Before you start really dumping a lot of money into lead gen. So let's talk about becoming known. How do you become visible? The great desktop transition. Google AI search is taking full control. This is rolled out quick. Like just within this last year, this is rolled out quick. Google's confirmed that by April 22nd, 9 days away of 2026, the traditional desktop search results page will be retired and will be replaced by an AI-centric conversational interface. This move forces every brand to stop optimizing for clicks and start optimizing for mention share because if the AI doesn't summarize you, you don't exist. Okay, let's go and those blue links that everyone used to fight over? That is going away in 9 days. Gone. All of that SEO that you've done, that you've been paying for, so you rank, done. It's about citation SEO or GEO, okay? If your brand doesn't have citable authority, then in the AI's open paragraph, your organization organic traffic is going to go to zero by next month. Now, please remember that we're just talking about Google. When we talk about AI reputation management, directory building, that used to be like the very, very back end. That's what you gave the new guy to do. Now the directory building is one of the most important things you can do. And then you need to be publishing content to each of the directories to stay relevant. You don't just need to put it into your website. You don't just need to make sure that it goes to the other, the supporting ones like Reddit, Quora, Medium.com, all the other supporting ones, but now you also need to be giving it to them. That means what we call it Gabby, your Google, Apple, Bing, and Yelp, because Yelp right now is feeding both the Copilot AI and the Alexa AI. So 2026 GEO trends, the rise of the fact density metric. New data shows that AI engines like Perplexity and Gemini are favoring fact-dense content pages that use hard statistics, expert quotes, and structured schema. SCHEMA over the traditional long form blogs. What are we saying here? We're saying the 1,000-word blog is on its way out the door. This is something that we're already changing here at Kinetic Curve. Nick Gartside's already been on this, okay? We've already been making these transitions for our clients. You know what's funny? If you do PR, this is exactly the same format that PR companies want. Magic how that happened, right? AI models will now show the recency bias preferred sources that are updated at least every 6 months to avoid semantic drift. That is true. I just got done programming my last my most updated gem, Google Gem. If you know what that is, great. If you don't, you probably need to find a person like me in your life, okay? Because it does need to be updated every 6 months. Now, please hear me with this, okay? If you're creating blog content, that means that you need to be creating authentic content that is yours, that cites you as the expert, and then you need to redo that content every 6 months. If you're in content marketing, I hope you understood what I just said between the lines. The high volume of content is dead. High value content is taking the throne. To stay visible, you must now feed the machines, the AI, in structures that they want to use to give their customers, the users, a positive user experience. That is how you as the small business, can start to get ahead of the bigger companies. After you've become known, then you have to be liked. You have to be liked by people, and you have to be liked by the gatekeeper, AI. Beyond sentiment, the era of reputation intelligence. This is why we started Kinetic Curve and why Kinetic Curve focuses on AI reputation management, because this is the direction. Legacy tools that are just tracking positive versus negative is failing in 2026. Top tier brands are now using reputation intelligence layers to unify signals across reviews, social video, customer support to detect weak signals, people being angry, and dissatisfaction before they become viral cases. Why is this important? You have a lot of people that are influencers now, and if the right influencer doesn't like your brand and they go on a rant, it can really damage your brand. Now, what this also means for the smaller companies, I'm talking to my local business owners that have a physical location, my local business owners that have Google business profiles. That means you don't just need to be managing your reputation anymore. You need to be proactively engaged. I know it sounds like a big word, right? You need to make sure that you are not being reactive in damage control. What does that mean? That means if you're a company and you have a couple reviews and they're not very good, that means we need to start getting good reviews, and we need to start using keywords within those reviews so the AI knows to recommend you. If you look at my agency, Kinetic Curve Marketing Agency, versus other agencies in the area, this is one that we've been taking very seriously for some time now. This is why I go out and I do public speaking. This is why I invite people to the podcast. This is why I interact with the people and the business owners in this community, because I want you to succeed. I don't want you to get left behind. The ambiguity trap, how AI summaries are going to destroy inconsistent brands. Here we go. Are you ready for this? In a recent report highlighting the new risk, AI narrative compression, when a brand has inconsistent bios, aka outdated about pages, conflicted third-party listings, right? So we talked about Gabby. We didn't talk about the other 38 directories that you need to be listed in. Now hear me on this, not 100. The 38 that AI said, these are proven directories. These are proven sources that I can go and make sure that this company is a real company, right? One of those that's coming back on, that's becoming now a requirement is the BBB. The BBB fell by the wayside. Some of you listening right now might be like, what is the BBB? The Better Business Bureau, right? They recently got bought. They got an agreement with Google, and they're going to be used as one of these third-party listings. Trustpilot is another one. And then you have more industry specific, right? So AI assistance compresses that confusion. So if your data is different across multiple directories, it takes all that confusion and labels it as suspicious or non-reliable into the summary of the user. Consistency now shows the primary driver of brand sentiment. The day of reputation management being on the back burner is over. You need a reputation management, not review management, reputation management expert. And the reason why you need that expert is because this is the way that AIs are going to be recommending you. If you have ambiguity, if the AI cannot confirm this is who you are, therefore it cannot. If it doesn't know you, it can't like you, right? Then your digital footprint is messy. And the AI will hallucinate. It's right here coming from one AI to another AI. The AI will hallucinate the negative narrative just to make sense of the noise. The AI is not going to skew all of your inaccuracies as a positive. Nope. It is going to skew all of the different mess that you have as a negative. Well, Nick, what can we do about that? I'm so glad you asked. One of the things you can do is you can hire us to come in and fix it for you. The other thing you can do is you can buy the software that we use, that we're going to use to fix it for you anyway, and you could do it yourself. The option is completely up to you. And when you make this option, it is really a time versus money. If you have the time, do it yourself. If you don't have the time, pay us to do it for you. The last piece is going to be trust. So let's go over the big three again, right? You have to become known. Do people even know that you're an option? You have to be liked. Do people like you? I just had a gentleman in my conference room today. In about 3 minutes, I showed him how he could launch his brand from nothing. Make sure I'm liked, right? And then here we go. Build trust. How am I going to build trust? How are you going to build trust with not just your audience, but with the government? The NIST released the Trustworthy AI Framework for 2026. Well, who is the NIST? Let me tell you. The NIST stands for the National Institute of Standards and Technology, just released new guidance on AI risk management. This emphasizes the human-in-the-loop requirement for any AI-generated customer communication. For marketers, this means clear disclosures and audible logs of how AI-driven decisions are made. It's going to come down to transparency. There's good, maybe if you're a small agency, maybe you're just starting out, maybe you can get away with it for a little bit, but right as soon as you hit certain thresholds, right as soon as your bot does, it went into the wrong lane, the governing AI is going to find you. So just start from the beginning doing it right. Just do it correctly from the beginning. But why also is that important? Not just so you don't get, in trouble, but also because of the EEAT. Because that in 2026 is going to be the proof of experience and is going to be the only shield against AI spam. Google's latest algorithm refinements are aggressively demoting thin AI content. The only survivors of those demonstrations are real world experience. Using original photos, firsthand case studies, and insider operational details based on LLM citations that cannot be replicated. You can't prompt your way to the authority. You must build trust. And you have to give your point. You have to do the research. The AI is the megaphone, but it's your experience that is the message. I want you to do exactly what I'm doing right now. I have an entire content plan. It is a 3-page plan about what has to be done at the end of every one of these episodes. If you are a content creator, if you are a content marketing person, you have to get original. And you have to explain to your clients, hey, this is no longer a $300 retainer. This is no longer a $900 retainer. This goes into the thousands, because the way before it was AI is going to, just create, is going to take my job, and AI is going to make everything faster. So, it's not going to take you as much time, so you don't have to charge as much. That just went away. This is going to take you more time than you could possibly imagine right now. Us to get a content, this one video that's about 20 minutes right now, to distribute it the way that AI wants it across all the platforms AI wants, and to create all the social media content is easily going to take 4 to 6 hours. Easily. Now you have a client that wants it done daily or weekly. That is a full-time job. Now let's take a step back. If you're going to get a full-time job that's creating content, right? If you're going to hire an agency like ours to create that content for you, let's take 5 steps back. How are you able to measure that, right? Did you, and I work with a lot of beginning businesses, so let's go through this. Did you get the branding locked in? Do you have a branding kit? Are you using Marvel color theory when you built your logo and you got your colors and your fonts and all that other stuff that goes in it, right? And then after you built the website, because the website is still important, that's not going by the wayside. It's not going by the wayside. Then, did you build in all the web linking? Again, if AI can't find you, it doesn't matter. If you are a website builder and you build someone a website and you don't know how to do the web linking properly, it doesn't matter. It is an actually absolute requirement in this agency that if we build your website for you, we do the web linking for you. Why? Because I don't want you angry that you just spent money getting a beautiful website and you're like, no one sees it. How many of you have done that? How many of you have spent thousands of dollars and you're like, I have a website. No contact form is being filled out. No call now buttons being clicked. And because it's not web linked, you have no data to make any database decisions. Great job. Business owner, you hired an agency, you brought someone in, they built the website, and you went, now what? 90% of what I do is pull in the data, say, oh, this is what's going on, and this is the way we need to go. If you don't have someone doing that for you, you're wasting your marketing dollars. I get people that will come in like, hey, I want to run ads. Great. That's like step 6, 7, or 8, depending on what industry you're in. If you don't have this right, it doesn't matter. So let's kind of go through this process. I'm going to give you just a really short overview, okay? You got to have your branding on point. Then you got to build your website. Then you got to get your web linking. Then you got to build out these social media platforms. Then you got to build out the AI directories. Then you got to figure out your content strategy. Then you have to test all this. And after you've done those 7 steps and you really have it locked in, then you turn on ads. Ads is number 8. If you try to rush right to ads and you're not doing everything else in the beginning and you're going, why am I losing money on all this? I just told you why. You didn't build the foundation before you built the business. You didn't build the foundation before you tried to turn on the marketing engine. And because you didn't do it, yes, if you want to spend money on ads, Google will happily take your money. Google will take your money. Bing will take your money. Apple will take your money. Yelp will take your money. Did I say Google? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. And Meta, right? Every social media platform, anywhere that you can put content, they will happily take your money. And if you did it wrong, they'll take it so much faster because they know you didn't do it right. There's a process. And with that high level process that I just gave you, there's 100 other pieces of processes that have to be done before you can go to market. Please think about this before you start running ads. Please think about this before you go, yeah, I'm going to dump some money over here. Please have a plan. Here we go. I will give you a free template, a absolutely free template. It is a margins template. And within that margins template, I built in the marketing margin that you need to have based on the revenue that you make. I will happily give it to you. And you can go in and you can mess with all the numbers and you can change things and but that way you're making a database decision and you're not guessing it anymore. I'll happily give that to you. So, hey guys, thank you for joining me this afternoon on this beautiful Monday. Thank God it's Monday. My name is Nick. I hope you have a great day and God bless you. Bye, y'all.